starts now.
Right now on News 13 at 5, we'll talk to a local roofing company about how Sunday's storm has increased business.
Coming up on News 13, a 25% increase in freshman applications at Coastal Carolina University leaves some wondering if this will affect housing and class size in the future.
Then a little bit later on News 13 at 5:30, hear from a man who was crushed by a boulder while hiking. Thanks so much for joining us for News 13 at 5. I'm Patsy Kelly. Bob is off tonight. And first at 5, many residents along the Grand Strand still deal with the aftermath of Sunday's severe storms. It brought strong winds and a tornado to the Socastee and Forestbrook area. News 13's Savannah Denton is following up on that storm damage and has focused on the widespread roof repairs. She joins us now live from Socastee, where many work to recover from that damage. Savannah?
Patsy, today I've been on the ground with local roofing companies who have been at the front of recovery efforts, from emergency repairs to full-scale replacements after a confirmed tornado with winds up to 100 miles per hour swept through much of this area. Roofing specialists I spoke with say the severity of damage depends on several factors, from the type and age of the roofing materials to the shape and angle of roofs. The strong winds across much of our area made it a busy Monday morning for most roofing companies.
The call volume has been immense. We probably fielded near 150 calls on one day. It was a lot. Yeah, just with the storm being as strong as it was late Sunday night coming into Monday morning. The phone really didn't stop ringing all day.
Leverage Roofing says their calls have since dwindled throughout the week, but that they are still extremely busy. And coming up on News 13 at 6, what local roofing specialists recommend homeowners do in the aftermath of a storm, even if you don't think your roof is damaged. Reporting live in Socastee, Savannah Denton, News 13.
Thank you so much, Savannah. The Better Business Bureau says first-time homeowners are susceptible to home warranty horror stories. This year, the Bureau has received hundreds of complaints of home warranty issues. The Eastern Carolina BBB investigates homeowner claims for 48 counties, including our viewing area. A spokesperson with the Bureau says many people think older generations are more likely to end up in unfavorable warranty contracts, but says that's not necessarily true. They say people often end up in bad contracts because they don't know what is and isn't covered or choose an unaccredited business. This, they say, can happen to any age group.
Your house is expensive, all the appliances inside of it are expensive, and you want to protect that. But not all home warranty companies or businesses are created equal. And so some of them are better than others.
And coming up on News 13 at 6, we spoke with an emotional Robeson County woman who says she thinks she picked the wrong homeowner warranty program and it's cost her. The Horry County Coroner's Office says a 37-year-old Nakote Fox was hit and killed while trying to cross Highway 544 near Highway 31 Tuesday night. The Highway Patrol says a 2023 Ford SUV traveling east on Highway 544 hit Fox. The incident remains under investigation. Laurinburg police say Roy Campbell turned himself into authorities last night. He was wanted in connection to the shooting death of Aiken Purvis. Purvis was shot outside Harry O's Food Mart on Old Lumberton Road Tuesday night. Campbell's charged with murder and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. He's held without bond at the Scotland County Detention Center. And a Conway teen who pleaded guilty to shooting and killing a 14-year-old was sentenced to 35 years in prison. Damian Rodriguez is 16 years old. He was prosecuted as an adult in the August 2022 shooting that killed 14-year-old Christopher Garrett. According to the coroner's office, Garrett was shot multiple times in a wooded area near his home on Bear Bluff Road. Rodriguez will not be eligible for parole or early release. Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Myrtle Beach next month. She'll give the keynote address at the 7th Episcopal District AME Church Women's Missionary Society annual retreat. That's on Saturday, January 6th. This will mark her 7th visit to the Palmetto State since becoming vice president. And freshman application numbers for Coastal Carolina University are up 25% from last year. This comes after the past 3 years having a record of first-year freshman student enrollment. News 13's Jackie Labrizzi was at CCU today and talked to an official with enrollment management. She explains why the numbers continue to go up and if it'll cause a population problem.
Amanda Craddock, the vice president of enrollment management at the university, says they admit a large number of students every year, but only about 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 students actually enroll.
It's great to see the interest, and it's great that the application numbers are out for the university.
Craddock reminds us this 25% increase is just in university applications. She says this does not necessarily mean every student who applied decides to enroll. She says students apply to 7 schools on average, and most of the time they get into at least 5.
In the springtime, they start visiting schools, they're getting their financial aid packages, they're kind of weighing their options. Does this school have the major I'm looking for, the size, the location?
Craddock says because of those options, she doesn't have an idea of what enrollment numbers will look like until summertime. She says the number of applications is a trend that she's noticing nationally.
Students potentially applying to more colleges, casting a wider net, especially, coming out of COVID, where a lot of students didn't travel far from home, or maybe they delayed their college plans.
And that may be true. Numbers show there was more than a 34% increase in out-of-state student applications last year versus a 3% increase in in-state students. She says the application fee for the university is $45, but will waive it for people with financial need. She says one of the university's goals is to provide access.
I think we've been very responsible with how we budgeted, with how we've looked at what it costs to educate a student and what services that we need to be able to provide them in the classroom, out of the classroom, athletics, all of that whole experience.
Craddock says she thinks their tuition is affordable. She adds the Board of Trustees hasn't raised in-state tuition for the university in the last 4 years. She says they ask their students why they applied to the university.
Recommendation from a current student, a family member, an alumni. They, have vacationed in the area. So I think they build that affinity to just look at Coastal and have us on their list early on.
Craddock says the university has now released 2 batches of acceptance decisions. And coming up on News 13 at 6, hear about the top 10% guarantee programs that Coastal offers. Reporting in Conway, Jackie Labrizzi, News 13.
News 13 on-time traffic, sponsored by Joy Law Firm. Just call Joy.
And traffic not too bad right now on 501 between CCU and Carolina Forest. Just an occasional slowdown at the traffic lights. Drive times along the Grand Strand on 501 from Carolina Forest to CCU. That'll take 8 minutes. 17 in both directions along the Grand Strand, moving at or a little bit slower than normal for this time of day. In the Florence area, looking okay. No big issues in town. No problems on I-95. I-20 westbound, however, if you're traveling to Columbia, there's a bridge out on I-20 and there are delays. So keep that in mind if you're traveling long distance toward Columbia. Give yourself some extra time. I-95 right now from TV Road to 76, that'll take 10 minutes. Palmetto from 5 Points to Irby Street will take 5 minutes, and 52 from Palmetto to I-95 will take 7 minutes.
A mass shooter in downtown Prague has killed at least 15 people and injured at least 30 others. Czech police say the shooter, a student, is also dead. It happened at Jan Palach Square near a university. Prague's mayor says the school's been evacuated and the square sealed off. The Czech Republic's Prime Minister, Petr Fiala, canceled his scheduled events and is traveling to Prague. Authorities said only one shooter is believed to have been involved. No further details have been released. We'll update this developing story as we get more information. A criminal investigation into the police failures during the Uvalde school shooting will not go to a grand jury this year. The investigation is looking into the police response of the Texas shooting in 2022 that left 19 kids and 2 teachers dead. Law enforcement was criticized for not going in the building sooner. The district attorney received a preliminary report almost a year ago. That led the DA to say the case would go to a grand jury sometime this year, but now we don't know when it'll happen. And today marks 35 years since a terrorist bomb took down Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. Family members and loved ones of those killed in the attack gathered at Arlington National Cemetery for a solemn ceremony. All 259 people aboard the fateful flight and 11 others on the ground died when the 747 blew up over Scotland shortly after taking off from London's Heathrow Airport. Investigators determined terrorists placed a bomb in luggage to take down the plane. Each year, the victims are remembered with a special ceremony and a moment of silence.
Today and every day, we remember the 270 beautiful souls that were taken far too soon. Nothing will ever diminish the love we have for them. We are grateful for all of you who have chosen to stand with us and remember them.
The ceremony included prayers and a wreath laying. The Libyan accused of making the bomb was brought into U.S. custody last year. He faces trial in May of 2025. A federal judge has blocked a California law that would have banned carrying firearms in most public places, ruling that it violates the Second Amendment. The law was set to go into effect next year. It would have banned people from carrying guns in most public places, regardless of permit status. The California State Attorney General plans to appeal. And Republicans are appealing a court ruling that allowed abortions to continue in the state of Wisconsin. Clinics in Wisconsin stopped offering abortions last year after Roe v. Wade was overturned, citing a state law from 1849. A judge later determined the language in that law does not actually ban abortions. A Republican district attorney has now appealed the judge's ruling. The case will likely be decided by the state's Supreme Court. The Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. temporarily closed after someone spray painted the words "Free Gaza" on the steps and reflecting pool. It happened late Tuesday night. National Park Service crews spent yesterday cleaning it up. Crews say it could take days to remove all of it. No word on any suspects. The massive storm that started several days ago in Florida has now hit the uppermost reaches of the Northeast. 90-mile-an-hour winds pounded much of Maine, knocking down trees and power lines, and heavy rain swelled the rivers, flooded several towns, and damaged the roads. 300,000 homes in Maine were left without power. New Hampshire also took a pounding. Drone video shows big sections of road flooded and inaccessible in the town of Plymouth. And there's a new response to help save people from opioid overdoses in Chicago. This Amoco gas station in Illinois and 14 other locations across the state will be stocked with naloxone. The drug can reverse overdoses. Each location will initially get 50 to 75 packets. The drug will be available for free. There were about 2,000 overdoses in Cook County last year.
I've overdosed at this gas station. I've saved lives at this gas station. And this gas station lies in one of the hot zones across the city of Chicago that experiences a high number of opioid-related overdose deaths.
A medical company made a financial donation to the sheriff's office to pay for the program.
The Transportation Department is giving millions of dollars in grants to projects to prevent wildlife-related crashes on busy roads like these. I'm Hannah Brandt in Washington. I'll have that story coming up.
And you're taking a live look out over Myrtle Beach as the sun goes down. Stay with us. News 13 at 5 is back in just a few minutes.